So, hi Mayuri, how are you?
Hi Ritu, I'm good. How are you?
I'm excellent. So, Mayuri, why don't you introduce yourself?
Okay, thank you so much. Hi, I'm Mayuri, and I'm a mother of two sweet little daughters, and I'm a homemaker.
Amazing, super duper awesome. So, yes, Mayuri, I would love to know your question. What is your question for me?
Okay, so I would like to ask you that you have so many webinars going on, sessions, YouTube channels, everything going on side by side, and small children to look after. So, how do you manage your emotional, peace of mind and happiness every time?
Okay, that's a very valid question, Mayuri. So, I do a lot of things, yes, and I learned the right way to do things. It's all about scheduling your time well because initially, when I started my work, I have two lovely boys, and one is 15 in class 10, and one is 7 year old. And yes, they need my time. And even for me, I live in a joint family, so I have to take care of my household stuff also, for that matter. But at the same time, I know that work gives me this, the work which I'm doing, it gives me a lot of happiness. Okay, so this is my passion which I'm following, and I love my works. It's not a, firstly, it's not, I get peace when I'm working. And secondly, how do I manage things? It's like a proper schedule which I maintain at every point of time in my life. So what I do is on Sundays, I'm with my laptop, and 2 hours or 1 hour or whatever is the time required for it. But I schedule my week in advance. So what I ask people there, whatever they expect out of me in my family also, I know what time I have to spend with my kids. I know their schedule for the week also. In fact, I involve my younger one also with me. Older one is now on his own, and he's like in class 10, so he has his busy schedule studying for his boards and all. But otherwise also, I normally involve my kids. My husband is also sitting with me, in fact, for that time. And we all are individually scheduling our programs for the coming week. Okay, so I know exactly, and I do not take much on my plate. I take only that much that I know that I'll be able to complete peacefully, I would say. So if I have probably, and in fact in a day I'll keep 1 hour extra, because I know कि as women we कुछ ना कुछ इधर उधर से चीजें आई जाती है, ये भी करना है, वो भी करना है. So I'll keep 1 hour handy for me to take care of all the household works and whatever coming my way. At the same time, if I know that okay, this is the time to be spent with my kids, this is the time to be given to my in-laws, this is the time to be given for my whatever reasons, whatever things keep. And being a Marwadi, there are a lot of social commitments as well for me. So I know exactly, I ask in advance what are the social commitments coming up this week, and then I schedule my plan accordingly. Even if I don't get as much as I want to in a week, it's okay. But for me, my emotional well being is more important, to be very honest. I don't want to be drained so much that finally I'm like, okay, I don't like my work anymore. Because this is the trend which I've seen in most of the people. They get excited, they want to start a new work, and they give their 100%. And of course, in the beginning, you need to give a little bit more time to it. But at the same time, you should never forget your me time. You should never forget your own time. So for me, I'm a spiritual person, and for me, I spend my daily 2-3 hours in the morning doing my spiritual stuff, and that completely recharges me. So I do my meditation, I do my gratitude, I do my affirmations, I do my visualizations, I read every morning, so I exercise. So all these things keeps me in place. So I know that yes, even if I have to get up early, I've maintained like okay, 4:35 I'm up from the bed, I'm doing the needful. And then by 10 o'clock I'm like drained, and I want to sleep at that point of time. And like I don't take time to sleep. It's like this, because whole day is so action packed already, है ना? So if you, I would recommend that if everybody can have a timetable or a scheduling, it's not about something planning today what I'm going to do today, or it's like planning. In fact, even my Friday, what I'm going to do on Friday is scheduled. What I do on, I mean, it's scheduled on Sunday. So I know exactly. And of course, there can be. And then what I do also is the previous night, I just review. Okay, once or twice I just review कि अच्छा कल का कुछ और आया तो नहीं है added agenda, because there are some times when my sessions get postponed or something extra comes up or whatever, so I need to read 10 minutes in the night. If I can just spend rescheduling the whole thing, it is sufficient. So I do it on a regular basis, and that keeps me emotionally happy and healthy, because it's not about it's not about time management, it's about self management, what I personally feel. There's nothing called time management, because time, I have 24 hours, you have 24 hours, even the world's richest man has 24 hours, right? And all the successful people in life have 24 hours only. But it is how they manage their self. What do they do with their self? Sometimes people think that why should I take a massage, or why should I go for a walk, or time waste ho raha hai mera. But no, you get rejuvenated when you're doing that. And once you do that, then what happens is the rest of the time when you're working, you can be at it 100%. You're mindfully working and not just working for the sake of working. So ever since I have started practicing this in my life, where if I'm with my kids, I'm mindfully with my kids. If I'm doing my spirituality, I'm mindfully doing my spirituality. If I'm working, I'm mindfully working. And it really, really makes a lot of difference, because itna time save ho jata hai. There's no more social media distractions. And, I'm working. Pehle kya hota tha? Work kar rahe hain, and then suddenly kuch aa gaya, and okay, this is an important call. I need to take a call. But no, that call can wait for an hour. There is nothing that important in that call. Maybe that call is also is important, but by 1 hour when I'm doing something, I'll finish that and only then I'll attend that call. So this is the kind of habit, small little habits, which I have inculcated in my life, which is really, really bringing a lot of peace inside me. So when I'm working and when I'm doing something, my phone is not with me at that point of time. Even kitna bhi important call aa jaye, that call can wait. Itna bhi important email aa jaye, email can wait. The world is not going upside down, if I don't check that. So if you can schedule your time well, and if you can, like, I take pauses in my day to make myself, to rejuvenate myself, I would say. So when I will not say it's sometimes it does happen that when you do get drained because of the work schedule, or you do feel tired. But what I have also started doing is taking pauses after every 90 minutes to 2 hours, maybe. So after every 90 minutes to 2 hours, I take a pause. I meditate for 2 minutes. 2 minutes is like hardly anything. And I just close my eyes. I just connect to my breath. I just feel the well of happiness within me, the well of joy which is there within me. And that completely rejuvenates me. And then, sometimes I just have a cup of coffee mindfully at that time, enjoying my cup of coffee and not just drinking for the sake of drinking. Ki time ho gaya, chalo coffee pee lete hain. Half of us are doing that in our day-to-day lives. Like time ho gaya khane ka, chalo khana kha lete hain. Now let's eat our food. Time ho gaya coffee peene ka, time ho gaya, brush your teeth. You should brush your teeth. Time ho gaya, chalo karo. Raat ko. So instead of doing that way, what if you can just become more mindful of your daily activities, and life will become beautiful if you can do that. So this is what I practice.
Thank you so much. My takeaway would be to maybe to do my spiritual practices like meditations more often, and to schedule myself and to take out me time, which is very important, I feel, for most of us, and to enjoy little things in life. That would be my takeaway. Also, I wanted to ask you, even though you do so many things, but there might be differences of opinions with people sometimes, and every time it's not possible to put your point of view every time forward. So how do you manage that?
So you're saying, how do you handle, your question is how to handle difference of opinions.
Yes.
Right? Because in a family, of course, there will be differences of opinions. So, okay, what is difference of opinion? It's like you have one kind of a thought process, and the other person has a different kind of a thought process. Okay. And now the two of you are coming together, and the two of you are clashing in your viewpoints, right? And it's okay. It's absolutely okay to clash with your viewpoints. So, ek hota hai ki theek hai, you are coming here, the other person is coming here, and then you are going, you are wrong, you are wrong, you are wrong, I am right, you are wrong. So the problem is when we go into that phase of mind, when we are like, okay, but what I am saying is right and what you are saying is wrong. But when we are in the when I have a point of view, so today, Mayuri, I may have a point of view, you may have a different point of view as well. We both may respect each other. That respect is always there. I respect you, you respect me, but I feel that this is right, and you, maybe for you something else is right. I am not calling you that you are wrong over here. I am just saying that my viewpoint is different and your viewpoint is different, but the respect still stays, right? So now if I tell you that, Mayuri, you are wrong, aise nahi hona chahiye tha, yeah, whatever you have said is wrong and whatever I am saying is right, probably then what happens is that love is missing for the other person, because you're labeling that other person as right or wrong. We have to understand one thing, Mayuri. I may be wearing a beige color, maybe a pink color top, and I like the color pink, and you're wearing a green color or a blue color, green and blue. I may love the color white, and you may say that अगर आप white क्या उसका colorless life है, हमेशा ये white पहन के घूमती है, या एकदम she's wearing plain tops. You may be now you may be loving to wear printed and fluorescent colors and colorful stuff, and you might feel that that this adds color to my life. Now who's right and who's wrong over here? You have your point of view. Now you are not going to say, oh, she's so colorless and she's like only one plain color shirts every time she wears this, and how ridiculous and how boring is it, right? Or I'm not going to say that, oh my god, how can she wear such fluorescent color, yucks. Think about it, right? So it's like I am having my own choices, you are having your own choices. We need to understand that there is something called a soul. Okay, now if I ask you, Mayuri, how old are you?
39.
Tell me.
39.
Okay, you're 39 years old. So is it like you are now, who's this 39 years old? Your body?
My body.
And now how old is your soul? Do you know?
Must be hundreds and hundreds of years.
Maybe, or maybe this is a new
Or
soul.
maybe, yeah.
So we don't know, right? And every time we are experiencing as a soul is carrying so many information, so much of experiences, so many different families, so many different maybe countries they have come across, so many different knowledge, so many different I mean all kinds of things the soul has gone through, right? The experience. So I am living now. Soul make it's like a CD. So Sister Shivani says it's like a CD जिसमें अलग अलग सॉन्ग्स भरा हुआ है ना? अब आपका एक सीडी है, आपका सोल एक सीडी है जिसमें एक सॉन्ग्स कुछ भरा हुआ है. अब आपके संग जिसके संग भी जो भी आपके हस्बैंड, आपकी मदर इन लॉ, आपकी सिस्टर इन लॉ, आपकी कोसिस जो भी है, इवन फॉर योर चाइल्ड फॉर दैट मैटर, और चाइल्ड कम्स इन एंड यू एंड योर हस्बैंड इज लाइक, अरे ये तो ब्लैंक सीडी होगा, पर ये ब्लैंक सीडी नहीं है. It is, and we want certain ways, we want certain style to bring up our child. We want to do certain things, but that soul, the child is already maybe much more older soul than you, and the songs are already full, in that CD. But you have your set of songs, your husband has his set of songs, your mother-in-law has her set of songs, your sister-in-law has her set of songs, your child has her set of songs, and then we are all trying to say, nahi, mera song better hai tumhare se. Right? Mera song, what I'm thinking is superior. But who's deciding what is superior and what is inferior over here? So, and it's not wrong to say that, okay, this is my song and this is your song, because every song, every CD is different. Every soul is different, and they have come here to experience different kinds of emotions. It's all a soul journey, what we say. Our body, today your body is 39 years old. Then maybe in last lifetime, who knows, your body may be 55, 70. A newborn बच्चा पैदा होता है, and we like, अरे ये तो एक दिन का बच्चा है. But you don't know how many soul journey that kid has accumulated so far, right? So it is all, so when you understand this concept, then you'll understand that that person is not wrong if that person is saying something to you, because if that person is saying out of her experience in life, you are saying something out of your experience in life. And it is, I would say that you need to learn how to say your, voice your opinion I mean, if you repress and if you like, okay, I don't want to say only, and then you're then there's a lot. Then there is a possibility that there is a lot of bitterness. You can say resentment, कि गिल्ट कि मैंने पहले क्यों नहीं बोला, मैं अपने लिए क्यों नहीं स्टैंड ली, या फिर वो बिटरनेस उसके कारण से मेरी लाइफ ऐसी होके रखी है. All these things are going to store in your soul, and another journey will begin. Another emotion is accumulated, right? So instead of that, if you can just say to there's a way in which you tell the person that I'm not against you, but it is for me what I'm talking about. So you're not against anybody. You're rejecting only that person's behavior at that point of time. And that also, there's no right and wrong, because there's a mutual respect over here. The respect always stays. So the base energy needs to be the energy of respect. And then once that happens, everything else will set into play. Everything else. Okay. And if you are respecting the other person, and if you're telling the other person, but I like this point of view, and she's like arguing, or he's arguing, no, this. But you've said your point of view. That's about it. Then now again, if you start judging the other person, who aisa kyun kiya, waisa kyun, that means you need to work on yourself. It's not about cleaning. If you go to the mirror and if you see a scar there, you have to clean your own self, not the mirror. आप मिरर को पोंछते रह जाओगे, कुछ होगा नहीं वहां पे, right? फिर भी वो वही दिखेगा. So now if you are undergoing something, that judgment, or maybe envy or jealousy or anything for that matter, and obviously, if we feel jealous or if we feel envy, we are going to project it outwards only, right? We are not going to say that I am jealous of this person because she's living such a good life or whatever. It's human tendency, most of us, I would say. There are sages and souls who are ready, who are accepting also, but I would say that for most of us, we are always putting it outward, that इसके कारण मेरी लाइफ ऐसी है, but उस कोई के कारण कोई आपकी लाइफ को खराब नहीं कर सकता है. It's your thought process, it's your thinking which can spoil your thought process and your whatever. You can feel sad and you can feel emotional about it altogether. So I would recommend over here, differences like what I do is I have started voicing my opinions when it is necessary. So if suddenly something comes up and I can't attend that, so there are a lot of times when uncalled things come for, and I know that I cannot attend, then now I see the weightage, what is more important at that point of time, either my work or that. So now sometimes something very, very important and urgent does come up, and then I have to take care of that also. If somebody is sick, I need to take care of that. So it's my conscious who works all the time. And at the same time, if I feel that somebody is, just taking advantage of my goodness, or if somebody is saying and, something, there is a lot of difference of opinion, I voice my opinion, but showing respect to the other person, that, there is a mutual respect there, but at the same time, knowing that, yes, what I think is this. So now, the choice is yours. Now what the other person is thinking, that's completely their outlook. But if the base energy is of that of respect, then automatically things will become okay, right? So this is what I do, and it really helps me.
Thank you so much, Ritu. Now, so my takeaway will be, if you have differences of opinions, by respecting the other person, you can put your point of view also.
Yes.
And not just putting off that person, but yeah.
So it's Mayuri, there's a saying which says that it's not what you say, but how you say. So, we may tell our children all the time, I have an experience like that, कि मैं एक बार गुस्सा थी and I just told, जो करना है करो तुमको. And my husband is coming in, my kid started doing something. And then my husband is saying, but I told my husband, वो ऐसे क्यों करता है? तुम ही तो बोली जो करना है करो. That way. So it's not what you say. It's like we have to be very, very, very cautious. It's like, and a kid will understand also your tonality sometimes, so it's not about what you say. You may tell the person anything or say the other person anything, but what is your intention? And that comes with the way you say it, not what you say. So if you are angry with somebody and I'm not angry, if you just say it like that, so obviously that means that you are angry, right? Even if you're speaking otherwise. So it's not about what you say, but how you say it. So if you can respect the other person and put your point of view across, with your tonality will really make a difference, because the other person will understand that yes, she doesn't have any bad intention out here. Okay?
Thank you so much for all this help and all this discussion. It really will help me a lot, and others also.
Thank you, dear. I'm sure your questions were really good, and I'm sure it's going to make an impact in everybody's life. Thank you so much. Thank you. Take care. Bye-bye.